Now, the history of art is always interesting and always changing. One art does not so much replace another as to make the old art change, to find a new language and develop new forms. When photography was invented, somewhere around the 1840s, it was thought for a while that it meant the death of painting. Instead, painting had to change from catching what the eye saw in nature and the human form in order to find the emotion and the mood underneath. And so, Impressionism was born. The plastic arts have never weakened during all that time, but they have seldom tried to do only what photography can do so well, record exactly what we see. But photography is not a static art either. It too has to move on, change its function, its form and its possibilities. John Minihan, whose exhibition I have the honour of opening, is one of that number who has extended the art of photography into new realms. He is not just one of the major Irish photographers and artists of his time, but a major world photographer, and that is recognized in many places and by many people. There are many special things one should say about John. First of all, he has had the tenacity to know who and what he wants to photograph, and to be relentless until he gets what he wants. He has the patience to spend time with his subject, to understand, and I'm talking about his portraiture now, the person behind the facade, what lies behind the face in terms of personality, preoccupations, and integrity. If we are talking about Beckett, his portraits of Beckett have to be seen as the definitive ones. Many other good photographers have portrayed Beckett, James Bone, George Brassai, and John Haynes prominent among them. But John Minihan's are different and special. For a start, there are more of them, and they are taken under the conditions that John sought out, in the intimacy of a hotel room, during rehearsal when the subject is not aware that he is being photographed, or during a quiet moment of reflection. Beckett is seen in many moods, and the extraordinary quality of these photographs cannot really be explained, only recognized. We see Beckett with the expression of totally benevolent kindness on his face, so right for the character, but so seldom visible in real life. We see the total professional, firm and decided, as he tells his actors exactly how he wants them to look and sound. We see the relaxed Beckett, forgetting for a moment the grimness of life, which is what he portrays in his work, as he shares a drink, gets interested in the day's banalities. We see the sterner Beckett, up against a problem, or unhappy at being stopped in the street, or surprised on leaving a theatre. But the greatest moments that John Minihan has caught, and I think we can honestly compare this to the great self-portraits of Rembrandt, are the glimpses of introspection when he seems to be looking into the depths of his most secret being. It is a moment when he is, to quote a famous poem, peering out of my dead light, looking for another, wandering like me, eddying far from all the living. One of them, the famous photograph taken at the Café Français of the PLM Hotel in Paris, just opposite Sam's apartment, where in old age he usually met people, I once compared to a Rembrandt portrait, and the description is truer than ever now. I do not like to knock other people, but much has been made recently of some other photographs, most notably those that are being used in conjunction with the current Beckett season at the Gate. Barney Rossett, Beckett's American publisher, came over with Richard Avedon to photograph the two of them together. Beckett's unhappiness at the occasion is evident in his expression. In one photo he is looking at his feet, in the other fixedly in front without expression. It is the special genius of Minihan to have caught not only Beckett in a wide spectrum of moods, but in the essence of his thoughts and of the man's character. Only a great photographer could catch the inner as well as the outer man in that way. Although he has a worldwide reputation, and is certainly not underestimated in Ireland, I think that John deserves much more recognition, especially on the part of the state, than he receives. This is a special occasion in the months of Beckett's centenary, but some mention should be made of the wide range of John's photographic work. There are few Irish writers and other artists and personalities he has not tracked down, and future generations will have much cause to be grateful for him, both for having recorded occasions, places, and ceremonies that show the old way of life, for having captured the faces and personalities of so many of those Irish artists that make the nation admired throughout the world. Thank you.
Good.